Hi guys and welcome back. This week we'll be discussing the differences between dry and wet meals, trying to look at what's best for you and what suits the style of walking, hiking or adventure you're doing. Cool, so in front of me we have two different styles of meal for camping. We have our wet meals over here and we've got our dry meals over here. The concept is very much the same. They're easy to cook, easy to carry, and they're convenient to use well out in the wilderness. But they're both based off slightly different concepts. So over here we have a wet meal. This is a pre-cooked meal basically, so you could technically eat this as it is, cold in the bag. There's no need to heat this if you don't want to. However, it is obviously going to taste nicer if you heat it. So basically to cook one of these, it's probably the one that most people have seen. You would tear the top for about, a couple of centimeters, fold it in half, pop it in your boiling water, and you'd leave it there for about 10 minutes. And basically what it's doing is it's just warming up the meal, making it a bit nicer to eat. These are slightly more cost effective. You're looking at a slightly cheaper price on those ones, but they are a little bit heavier as well. So because it's wet, because it's got liquid in it, there's a bit of extra weight there. And although it doesn't seem like a lot for one meal, if you carry multiple meals, that will soon add up. Moving to this side, we have our dry meals. So what dry meals are is meals that have been freeze dried in the factory. So there is no liquid in here whatsoever. It's completely dry. And what that means is it's a lot lighter. These freeze dried meals also have a lot more calories in them. So per gram, you're getting a lot more calories. They come in two different types. In my hand here is the 800, and just down here is 1,000 calories. So ideal for anyone doing sort of long multi-day walks or something that involves a huge amount of energy, and they're going to need that calorific meal at the end of the day. So to prepare these, it's a little bit different. You would tear across the top here, which is nice and easy. You'd boil your water separately and then you'd pour it in. On the back it gives you instructions on how much water they recommend you use per meal, and I would definitely stick to that. It's pretty bang on. You don't want it too runny, and you also don't want to put enough water in it and it not cook fully. The food in here does need to rehydrate, so you need to seal that back up. It's got a resealable top here, and let that sort of warm up and cook inside the bag. Couple of things with these ones. First one is it comes with a little pouch inside it which helps absorb any moisture that might get in there. You need to make sure that comes straight out your bag when you open it. You don't want to cook your meal with that in it. It's definitely not good for you, and you need to remove that nice and quickly. The second thing is, because of this little resealable towel at the top, what you can also do with these, which is a really nice little thing, is when you're done with all your rubbish, so if you've had something for dessert as well, fold it all up, pop it in this, and you can reseal the top, and it acts a bit like a nice clean rubbish bin. You can keep all of your stuff in here, and obviously we're looking to leave no trace, so nice and convenient. It stops mess getting all over your bag and stuff. It's just a nice little thing to be able to do. So what meal is right for you? Like I said, they're very similar, but they are also very different. The wet meals here are a lot heavier, as the dry meals here are a lot lighter, and you're getting a lot more calories here. The main difference is although these are lower calories, they are less expensive as well. These are considerably more expensive, maybe double the price, because you're getting that extra calorie content, and also you're saving that weight and you're paying for that. If you look at the cost per calorie, you're getting more for your money out of these guys over here. But that's not necessarily meaning that you want to spend sort of double the price for one meal. So who are these for? Well, I would suggest that your wet meal is very much aimed at your tent tours and DMV person. You've already been out with the family, you've had to buy new boots, new trousers, a new rucksack. Tent tours and DMV can become quite expensive. So this is somewhere you can save a little bit of money. These wet meals are, like I said, far more cost effective. What's nice with these is once you finish cooking your meal, you'll obviously have that water left in the pan you've been boiling to cook it. You can use that for a hot drink. That water is still there at the end of cooking. Whereas obviously with your dry meals, you pour your water in there, so you haven't got it at the end. You can't reuse it. There's not a secondary use for that. So you have used your water in that meal. So yeah, like I said, these are very much based for your tent tours DMV guys. They're a lot cheaper. They've still got a good calorie content, and you're obviously carrying a bit more food as well anyway. So that's a good option for you. If you're looking to do like a multi-day trek, you're doing something up in the Scottish Highlands where you're doing a number of days completely self-sufficient, and weight is important, then these meals are great. You'll be exerting a lot of energy in those days, so having these higher calorie content meals is a really nice idea. And like I said, because they're dry, they're nice and light. These things really don't weigh very much. They're easy to prepare, but that downside, like we mentioned with the wet meals, you do use the water, so you can't reuse that. You get a hot drink at the end of making that meal, whereas this, you are using your water. And that's kind of the basics of it. There's not much more to dive into unless we get into the nitty-gritty of how these things are made, and maybe we'll look at that in a slightly longer form video. But yeah, that was a really quick look at the difference between wet and dry meals, who they're for, and when to get them. I hope that's been helpful. If you haven't already, please remember to like and subscribe. We really appreciate it, and it helps support the channel. And we'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.